I've been waiting for you. I'm Taren S, a witch who's been standing in magical spaces for almost 40 years now. And I'm so happy that I get to open up the world of coven and witches to you. Come on in. Hello. Welcome to the House of Witchcraft. I am so excited you guys are here today joining us for Summer Solstice. I got cottage witches with me, so you know it's an extra special video. I've got Meadow over here.
Hello.
You guys see her in a lot of our videos. And of course, Miss Rebecca is joining us today. We're celebrating Summer Solstice.
Yes, it's so exciting. It's such a wonderful time of the year. It's
the height of sun.
This is the longest day to our shortest night. The exact opposite of winter solstice.
Exactly.
This is the changeover in our year. This is a big thing, witches.
Perfect. So what if I'm a witch at home and I need something to do on Midsummer or Summer Solstice and I don't know what to do? Do you have any ideas, witches?
Do I have an idea for you? What about 5 ideas for celebrating Summer Solstice? I want to start with the first one is a hibiscus tea, a solar tea. We have a whole thing on our summer teas.
Watch for that this
interested?
Wednesday.
Yes, for 2 witch creams and a magical tea recipe. But on Summer Solstice, this is the day to make a solar
Absolutely.
tea.
It is.
If you're going to use the sun's energy,
Yeah, whether you're making the actual, we do have a more of a ritual tea for Summer Solstice, but we also have this summer refresher tea that's just, it's
I like what you're saying. You're sitting at home, you don't have plans to go nowhere, and you do want to get a little up in solstice there.
yeah,
Put out a solar tea for a couple hours and then sip on it as the sun is setting, because this is our Sabbat that we celebrate the in-between.
Exactly.
This
So
is not a solar or a lunar.
No.
This is at dusk.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
And which is our second way to celebrate Summer Solstice is at dusk.
Go outside and enjoy the last rays of the sun on the summer solstice and
That is perfect. Revel in it.
revel.
Dance in it.
Dance. Dance like it's the full moon. Like,
Exactly. This is the time. This is the peak, the time, the longest day. This is the time when you take in all the sun has to offer.
absolutely.
It is, to me, it's a very magical time. The solstice is winter and summer solstice is when we change from the dark half to the light half of the year. Over the years, I've gotten really in tune with it, and I can really feel when I'm shifting into that dark half of the year. I feel like I'm more contemplative. A lot of times, I make a point of being slower on my reactions.
I love that.
Whereas in the summer, spring, it's all about the growth, run through the fields with Persephone.
Yes.
Where
New things.
flowering. It's like,
Blossoming.
Yes.
and those 2 energies, and I really do. Over the years, my body's just sort of embraced those energies.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so I really do feel it per se. All right, number 3. What's our third one?
We were going to say light a bonfire. So if you're at home and you can't necessarily have a bonfire, you can always have your metaphorical bonfire. Rebecca had something about anointing. Yes.
Well, we were solstice.
So any place can be your bonfire, whether it is you're lighting a candle or you're lighting your fireplace, which would be, or a little hibachi outside on your balcony would work too. And what I would do is I would actually say, or for myself, like put the energy of the bonfire into whatever you're doing. So the bonfire is this time of like blazing light, just like the sun. It's like, and so you want to inject that energy directly into whatever fire source you're using and then enjoy it like a bonfire. I mean, we say stuff like we jump over the bonfire. That may not be too safe, so don't take my word for it. Just saying.
Yeah.
But if you want to do something like that, I mean, you could add some herbs and jump over your own bonfire or scatter traditional herbs. Like wood betony is a traditional one that you throw in the bonfire. You could scatter a little wood betony. There's a couple other ones that you could think about too. But
I like that. You can, yeah.
Give your candle the spirit of the
Of the bonfire.
Exactly.
Yes.
We're witches. We're creative.
And sometimes you got to work with what you got going on. You know, weird things have been going on, so maybe you don't want to go outside or get with a lot of people this summer.
So create your own little bonfire, witches.
Yes.
And of course, we can't talk about Midsummer without talking about fairies.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
For I know a lot of you witches out there love your fairies, and for you newbie witches, this is the time of fairies typically. That midsummer twilight is when the fairies come out. So a lot of times what we like to do is leave them offerings.
Ooh, I love that.
And here at the cottage, we actually have fairy stones. And
Perfect.
if you, I'm going to open it, you're going to love our fairy stones. Our fairy stones are anything, our fairy stones have pretty little buttons.
Buttons in there.
We have some plastic coins in here.
Wow.
And we have some,
Ooh, some little glass pieces. Ooh.
And then also some little, like, you know, the
Shiny.
little beads that you put in like a
Ooh.
fish bowl.
Could
And,
be some regular coins I see
Yeah.
in here too.
yeah, pennies and dimes.
our fairy stones are anything that is, I don't know how much y'all witches can see in my hand here, anything that is bright and shiny. And when my daughter was little, she was all up into fairies, so I learned to keep a fairy offering jar. And when I would find something that I thought the fairies would like, I'd put it in my little jar. And then on Midsummer, I can now go out and create that perfect little bright, sparkly altar. And there's also other times if you're having mischievous, say the word.
Mischievous.
In your house. You can't find your keys, things are getting misplaced.
Oh, yeah.
You feel like you got a little fairy energy, leave a couple of little offerings for them.
Love token.
And
Love.
they will leave your things alone.
Exactly.
Or hopefully they do.
Hopefully they will.
And our last, number 5, fun things to do on Solstice is...
Woo!
Make and wear flower crowns.
Exactly. Okay, so my favorite thing to do is there are certain places you can go to and get these like colored roses that are yellow, red, orange, and pink, like all together. So that would be
Sunset,
I
yeah.
love making a fairy crown out of those, and you could get a dozen for like $10, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
And so you just make this awesome crown, and I love it. I've done that before for sure.
Make it for you.
Whatever
Witches,
excites
this
you.
is about dressing up for the goddess, dressing up for the divinity that's within you.
Mhm.
And if you're alone during this time, make your altar, make your fairy hat. You know, take pictures of yourself. Have
Definitely.
fun.
Yay!
You know, celebrate solstice. You can actually, and if you're a witch on the budget, my husband, this is from the dollar store. It's one of those garlands that you can get at the dollar store.
Wound it around.
And I just wound it around. I've had this one for several years, and it does the mainstay. And then I'll go get a new one. Are the fresh flowers. And if you're lucky enough to be able to go out into your yard in a field and pick the fresh flowers.
If they're still around, sometimes wildflowers are like
it's
a little
late
going
in the season, when we're dealing with midsummer, but you can still
dry flowers. That's like a great time for one of those.
dry
Remember those dry
flowers.
flowers
I
we used
do.
to have with the yes.
This is the time to put flowers in your hair. Celebrate the solstice, witches. Like I said, this is our longest day of the year to our shortest night.
Dance around and bask
And just
in it.
Suck up as much of that solar energy as you can, because we're going into the dark half of the year.
Yes,
Exactly.
that's a good way of looking at it. I like that.
Yeah.
And witches, of course, we're going to ask you to please subscribe. The House of Witchcraft, we upload 3 videos a week on various witchcraft topics. And if you are liking what you're hearing and you want to get more up into what Meadow, myself, and Rebecca do, we are Crossroads Witches. We understand that magic is global and that we're all connected. We have a Patreon area where you can learn more about us and we can learn more about you. All right, I think we got it all done today.
I think so.
Want to thank you all for joining
Have a
us.
bright, blessed solstice.
You know it, witches, and it never changes. It's always the same witches. Amen.
Bless